Heretics.
Now, Gen.G versus Heretics with a full roster, my friends. Yo, this game will be legendary. Not gonna lie to you. Heretics pick Abyss, Gen.G chooses Lotus, and the decider will be Bind.
But I think the first two matches we've seen from these teams are fairly telling at where they are right now.
Setting expectations for Gen.G. Lotus, they absolutely dominated Heretics there in the grand final with Shanghai. Somewhere that they're going to feel comfortable going to. And as Sideshow said, this is just a breeze comp brought through. So although it's a different map, comfort level on that comp should be the same. Karen sitting around mid, very late in the game. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Texture to at least drop his one. Spams are good, and Heretics find the kill. Now that laneway, all that stands between the defuse and the round victory. Munchkin, though, manages to drop woot, and they've already destroyed the wingman.
Yeah,
look at this, man.
Already coming.
Already?
Making it incredibly difficult for anybody to get near that spike. We see Heretics do this exact same sort of post, just sitting back, holding, sending utility on towards that spike, and then just pre-firing this angle. Even still, though, they have managed to get it to half, but they
my god, yo!
And that time is ticking too far.
Yo, dude, I love Gen.G, bro. This guy's so good.
Cancel out any updraft dashes. But it's just a conventional push from Gen.G, and they know exactly where Benji is, nice and clean.
Make it look so clean, dude.
Really
every time.
On spot, and some aim practice early on for Texture. It's going to be another 4K. Add another to the collection.
Dude, this curse, man.
Yeah, I think it's been like 14 4Ks so far, give or take. It was 114 days. Can't quite get that ace, but hey, you wouldn't want to do it against an eco anyways, right? We want that to be a meaningful ace. If he's going to do it, maybe it's here. How important it is for him to have his ult for entering in. Wrap, it's caught Texture. Will he make it back? Just about. He's safe for now. Boo, not so much though. Dropped after just the one. The
Major has ult already.
They know it's on its way to B, and there's reinforcements coming through. Minibu's there to back them up, but they can't quite stop that plan.
They're going to know exactly where Meteor is. Nowhere else really been to stand. Karen's position has already been spotted, and a lot of low players now for the side of Gen.G. Bonus not exactly going to plan, and well, it seems like it's only going to get a little bit worse as we will see Texture fall off the edge of the map. And well, we definitely need the replay from Benji. He even did a little dance, a little emote at the end.
Fortnite.
Yeah, early on, you're seeing the falling deaths.
New head for woot, man.
Trap, maybe it pulled him back in. I think he put an updraft into play, and sometimes it can act a little bit like a slingshot.
Well, I think he dashed backwards.
He did at first, and then I think an updraft. Oh, there he goes.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, he was falling for quite a long time. This had been happening for a while, evidently, but he's having a good time at least. The last round flawless financially. Gen.G are going to go back into this round with another purchase.
A little bit of a moneymaker in the last. There goes the ult, immediate TP, so he's nice and close, ready to take this. Already spotting the first. There's a lot of info now. They know there's 3 players here. The decoy is going to be used, sending them back alongside the recon. This is site control and a plant for Gen.G.
Yeah, this is all they want. Gets them into that post plant again. At least it will do. Slightly moved to the plant, but it's still going to be a difficult place to fight from, especially with Meteor up close. That's going to get cleared out by the drone. That's something at least, and actually he gets dropped. Trying to maneuver himself back out of position. Utility being thrown in for Heretics, but they've still got 4 to find.
Okay, Texture already spotted, but he's going home! 3 already! Karen takes away.
Yo, man, another 4K for him, dude. Another one.
The 5th. But Gen.G win the round. And
there is no way.
All that matters. Spirits are definitely high on that roster.
Lord, he's got all 4 kills in 2 rounds. That's all his kills on the board at the moment. 8 and 2. It's funny. Last round he falls off the map, having a little bit of a laugh, and now he's the one laughing at absolutely everybody else. Just so clean with it. And I don't even think there's arguments at the moment for who is the best player in the world. This guy is just tearing everybody apart.
What a game, my friends. What a start from Gen.G, what a start from Texture, God. Who will stop this man?
Almost undeniable. One of the best teams in the world, we know, but it could be the Texture. Good for one in the dash. Keeps him on the map. He's not falling this time, and it's Miniboo who loses his life early on, trading out the death of Meteor. And look at the shift from Gen.G. They know the rotates have come in, and sure, the drone is going to see that no one has actually pushed through that gap, and the Texture's fallen back, but it's all about the position of Boo. He's able to catch Karen, confirming the rotation they suspected, and now slowing them down. The stars put to cover his retreat, and he's right back to middle. No need to take that fight. With 40 seconds on the clock, the pressure's on for Gen.G to find an opening.
Yeah, his only goal was to buy time. The rest of the team fully rotating, but it seems like Gen.G might just go back. And while Benji, I think he's made that realization.
30 seconds left.
Even still, though, Munchkin could just make a little bit of noise, try and attempt to bait them, and actually, without spotting anything out, he's continued this push. His teammate's starting to come back, but the cam is going to give the game away. And now you're going to see Woot get back into position. Even still, a potential for a 1 versus 1, but with the time so desperately low, there was a moment for Boo. But they are going to be making their way on. A nice kill for Woot at least. 7 seconds and
that's the round, that's the round, that's the round.
Spike down. Round already
okay.
over.
3-2.
I think maybe the TP will have been heard. I think Boo was close enough. Has that information, but caught sleeping at the wheel. Now
that wasn't pretty.
To try and defend this. The flash was good, but the counter flash was even better.
He's just stuck in the corner. He can't even retreat for free, knowing there could be someone peeking from the box. He's trying to force the fight. Catch at least one as they fall back from these plant positions, but there's nothing to be found. Rooting himself around the edge, and there it is.
Okay.
The element of surprise against Texture.
Like
nice
a hunter, sir.
Fight with Karen down. That's some of the utility at least removed, and an early snake bite will buy them a little bit of time. The thrash on its way, and it's caught Meteor. Only one man can defend him. Lackey is firing out the shock darts, delaying the defuse at least for a moment. Hunter's Fury now comes in to do the same. Fired off once, gets its mark. Second shot's good. Third will be a kill, but it's already half. They've got the kills from Meteor, though. He got 2 in the space of a second.
Timeout.
Maybe he can save the op. Maybe he can win them the round with it. And even if not, he has the Blade Storm for the next round. The bigger problem, though, is that Boo's going to be under serious pressure. And he has nothing to play with. He expects the TP and actually wins that initial fight.
That's crazy.
Done incredibly well to read the gap of where his opponent's going to be. And now pushing into this actually has risks about it. It gives 1v1s at close range. A singular headshot is enough. And Boo's given them a real chance in this round.
Gets the smoke up too. They win the fight through the wall.
That's a huge round, dude.
Munchkin and Lakia, the last 2 alive. And a late flank from Munchkin might just pay dividends. The reveal goes up, but he's already spotted.
Spider sense.
Senses were tingling. He could feel those eyes on him. Turns to take the kill, and with that, Heretics
huge round,
win
dude.
out the round. And it's nothing to do with the op, really. Sure, for the last kill, but Boo finding that little gap to play inside of, and the fact that they pressure him. I also thought it was funny. He killed Meteor, and then he shot the decoy later in case they had a second Yoru.
But the thing is as well, this is now a couple of times that we've seen Meteor TP into this backside. I think one was the round where Riens gets the opener.
They give him
this time they even put
even Gen.G makes mistakes, my friend. See?
Him an angle, but it's just something that clearly Heretics are very aware of. Towards this side of the map, and while unfortunately he's going to be met with Meteor.
Well, actually, Meteor seems to be going towards the back of the site for now, just taking the control. The dash in from Texture to meet him. They've got boots on the ground, and Team Heretics decide not to compete with this one. The decoy sent through, just ignored. Gen.G, they have Texture going up close. I thought for a second he's going into that right corner, but the smoke's fading. He'll tuck away and play this post plant with the squad.
Immediate flash. Drone to follow. They're going to know where Texture is, but the rest of the team is still elusive.
Good timing, man. Good timing on the smoke.
And even still getting past this double duelist could be tough. Texture combining Meteor with another. And although they've lost Munchkin, I don't think it's going to matter. Lakia doesn't quite connect. Benji's been given a small opportunity, but again, Texture is there, leaving it to just Boo, and he won't last long whatsoever. A much faster paced move here. It's going to be Benji completely caught off guard. Meteor's already managed to get that opener. Riens is still trying to just hold on to some ground, but the A site almost completely lost.
Yeah, Riens doesn't want to overcommit to this. He's heard a player come back up towards the top. They're ready for him. But another smoke goes down. The spam's favoring Meteor. He's lit Woot to a 42 HP, down to 10. Texture falls. They're conscious that Meteor could be coming on the flank. Woot looks away just as he rounds the corner. That's going to be a late flank potential. But look how far behind someone like Boo is.
Lucky dude.
Although
okay, good trade. Triple trade.
Keep it into a 3v3. Late flank by Boo, spotted. Known he has to win this fight to give them a chance to be able to pressure these players.
That's huge, man.
To come ahead. Mini Boo already on his third, hunting down the ace.
Oh, if he gets this kill, man. T3XTURE.
Bladestorm active, and on the other side again, some severe weaknesses.
I bet Mini Boo got a little scared there.
I think we all
grabbed
did.
onto that rope. Yeah, I was worried.
Small clench.
You know, they almost had last round, right? The Heretics burned up the Bladestorm alongside the operator just to try to make that retake happen. So now there's a big disadvantage in those fights, and you see it manifested. Karin, though, able to find Mini Boo, but it's traded out with Texture. Woot up close, playing through the smokes. He hears them falling back and has to make a decision on whether he hunts them down. It's a risk. It might just be worth taking this time. Meteor pulls out the gun just in time. Steps are heard by Boo. He's only got a sheriff. He might be able to find some value as they cross.
He's been in this position before, though.
Yeah.
It seems like they're still unaware of it, and he's actually done a lot of damage onto Munchkin as well. Even still, though, Meteor's just farming.
Yeah, this was looking good for them for a while.
We've seen him pull off crazy rounds with the Guardian. This wouldn't even have to be the best of them. First kill's easy. But the other two players are going right over to the other side of the map, and he's still going to be wary. Because Karin likes to be left behind, likes to be left alone.
Ult for Meteor.
For now, that's exactly what he's doing.
I love that from Meteor. They don't know where the last guy is, so they send out the gate crash towards the A site. He goes to link up with his teammates. Someone dies on B. All right, give me the spike. I'll go plant. And now you get that late round potential for Karin. Reveal goes out, so Karin knows he's not lurking on the right
Meteor,
angle,
man, saving Gen.G in this round.
It up, 4 kills in this round, catching Rien's off guard to close it. And now 7-4. The lead guaranteed at the half. The question is, by how much?
This is Heretics map
This was
pick, by
always
the
the
way.
reason, or one of the reasons why their composition on Breeze was so deadly. It was the fact that just Texture and Meteor as a duo on Duelists has to be the best of the best. Like, it really does seem just impossible at times, and with his constant repositioning again, it's now going to be Meteor.
This dude is insane, man.
To the
Insane.
Same TP we've seen before from Meteor. Uses the ult, gets up close. Last time, Heretics gave the site up completely. This time, that's not really an option with Boo so close, and the decoy distracts him just long enough. One more bullet could have done the job, and down she goes. Okay, Gen.G able to eliminate Texture, keeps the numbers competitive, but Meteor's got a flash play, even on low.
Doesn't stop, man.
He's not falling back. He won't be deterred, but the Fury makes it more interesting.
3 still standing, but once more it's those post plants. Munchkin's even, well, we've seen this one before, sat there with an Odin in the backlines, just waiting to spam onto the spike. They've still got the snakebite available as well, and they can try and pull players away. Now they've cleared all of the close positions. Mini Boo maybe having that realization, but there goes up the orb, and now it's left all onto Munchkin, just trying his best to buy as much time as possible. It has already been half though, which could be a problem. Mini Boo needs this kill,
man, that was good,
anything
bro.
Else isn't going to stop it.
75.
And I don't know if they're going to be stopping anytime soon. Speaking of that, just look at Mini Boo straight sprinting in towards the B side. Seems like both teams have a similar idea, but already it's going to be the, well, almost flood back in immediately. They don't even look like a retake. They're so fast to get back into the site.
Munchkin swinging, but nobody can get
man, Meteor is insane, man.
A 4K, which seems to be Gen.G's speciality.
These individuals on Gen.G, man, they are different, bro. The way they are playing, the confidence,
and that is a strong
another
start
level,
to
man.
the second half in a map that we need to see Heretics win. If you're a fan of Bind,
1v1 Mini Boo.
Let's just say
Easy tap on Gen.G.
They certainly were last time these two.
Shot in the smoke.
It's so easy to
Another
forget when a
1v1.
team has someone like Texture. How good.
Oh my god,
Meteor
yo, Texture and Meteor. Man,
time.
everyone in this team is actually.
Similar setup to what Gen.G were going for
Yo,
on the attack side.
Munchkin.
One player lurking B, one lurking on mid, but Boo overextends slightly, gets his head ripped clean off. A valuable opening duel for Gen.G. They don't have to get out of position to do it. There's no risks that can be punished, and the spam
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Heretics now, dude.
Deleting Mini Boo on the right angle, and now the split here from Gen.G. 2 players through main, fighting
Still gets
Meteor,
one, man.
still
Unbelievable.
able to drop him before he
1v3.
draws blood. Gen.G's the last man standing, 1 against 3. Spike dropped in the open. And at this point, they know where he is from the door breaking.
He needs to isolate one. He'll get the first chance. And
Okay, winnable, winnable.
Uncharacteristic from Texture. And now has the information of where both of these players are. Karen just waiting. Watching towards the spawn, but the time now gives the game away. It's not clean, but still Benji's getting the job done. Another kill under his belt.
Benji's so
25
good, man.
seconds to play with. So doesn't need to go to the plant just yet. And you can see Munchkin slowly making his move. The cam is actually going to give it away. He now knows exactly where his opponent is. May be able to try and retrieve that spike, but is almost trying to bait in his opponent for the fight. Try and get him to peek this one, sticking it all the way, but that snake bite is going to slow him a little bit more.
The timing, man, when he clicked, that was unlucky, bro.
But even still, Gen.G come out with a round.
Really well played by Munchkin.
Well played, Benji. Well played, man. That was a nice try, dude.
He knew what he was facing. He knew the initial plant, the snake bite denies it, and then you know he's going to try to fake it, but the timing absolutely perfect. Benji, though, he really did a good job in this 1 versus 3, especially, like you said, a rare whiff from Texture, and you really got to capitalize on those, and he very nearly did. But a full round lead still for Gen.G, and the economy a little sloppy.
Utility being thrown in. Potential that the rest of the players are just still going to try this dive in towards the B side. Hasn't been successful so far. Great flash, but even still the dart is better. Texture this time there with the opener. Karen does go down though. Again, we see these lurks from Boo, and this time it's successful.
They'd already planned on going back towards Boo. You know, he felt that he had the space. He heard the steps as they backed off, the Astra Star on B, and he took it. But winning that fight was essential. Otherwise, this whole squad would be left in no man's land. Instead, they can capitalize on the space. Ult by Meteor to grab the info, and he sees them. Grabs back site control. They've already flooded back in through the choke point. Now they just have to fight on the sides, and the drop from Lakia, it buys enough space. The kills swinging either way, but Boo on 20 HP. It's down to Munchkin again, but this time it's Heretics.
Love chocolate with one touch, dude. 4K for Boo. No ways today, dude.
First, and this time he did.
He only had 3 bullets remaining, and he was just confident in connecting that first bullet. Also incredibly low on HP, so
I love that from Boo,
man. He
man.
would have got a second chance, but this is what he's been hoping for. We've seen a few rounds now where he's been taking these fights on the other side of the map from the team, but I don't know if they would have expected him to be able to do this.
Such a confident player, man, especially after losing that 1v1 for Munchkin last time.
More importantly, it has sent the opponent's money.
A lot of picks, a lot of picks. Okay, spot Meteor.
This is going to be quite a
my spike Karen's here too.
Heretics waiting out that grab. Well, Karen, he's still in the corner. He's got some support, but the flash has blinded him for a moment. woot did so well with that. The Dizzy.
They gotta save this, man. That's the round.
Every player on site, and then it's an easy round. You'd imagine 4 versus 2 post plant util for Riot and for Boo, and Gen.G not even going to try this one. Good resurgence. Look at this from woot. He got blinded himself. I didn't notice that.
That was nice.
The triple on the back of
Timeout.
If they get the orb, that could put them in a pretty powerful position. The only thing I'm worried about is they're heading back into the operator, the rifle. That's also where the Viper's Pit could be put into play, and there's a Hunter's Fury for Lakia if he wanted to try and buy time on the
is one away from
rotate into position.
Texture is here with the help, man.
That's the main danger.
And Munchkin has the Viper's Pit. 28 seconds. This is a dangerous round.
Absolutely no idea. There's the snake bite, even going to cancel out the drone. 20 seconds left, barely any time. Take this back in the other direction. It's time to commit. Viper's Pit goes in to slow them, but Texture, another uncharacteristic whiff. And the plant around the backside. The pit's not covering it, but the Hunter's Fury stops it. Lakia grabbing one, looking to do a bit more damage as the push comes around the back, and it's beautiful. Karen's dropped him.
The rids from Gen.G, man.
And with the spike down, the round is done.
Such a high thing to beat, man.
Oh my absolutely gorgeous game plan, and what a result!
They were set up so
even with Texture
that,
missing those shots,
denying them the space on A, the expectation that maybe the rotation would go back to A because they'd seen so many players there. Instead, Heretics walked directly into the trap. The Hunter's Fury, as said, was ready and waiting to delay just that little bit more, and then you just have the wraparound from Karen while everything is going wrong, while there's a mess that's been created. He's able to... That dimensional drift not far away. Munchkin's going to be forced off again. It's the same, but with his fullback, Boo is there to
5v3,
capitalize. They finally
crash
managed
for
to
woot.
isolate that man. They haven't spotted Lakia.
Gen.G
Even
has
still,
money.
with a two-man advantage, they now look to head in on the other side of the map. Karen again trying to delay them as much as humanly possible, but both players within the site will fall.
We got a
Lakia,
game here,
the
dude.
last man standing,
Yo, Heretics,
no doubt going to try and hold on to
even though it's their map
Very
pick,
similar
like,
to what
they
we
play
saw
against
last round
Gen.G,
in
so
terms of the drones having
they're doing
super
good.
high
They're doing
impact.
good.
Yeah, the fact that you tag the player up top, you know he has to run, and that's when the swing comes in from backside. Even wait.
Flawless round, 11 to 10.
I feel like he is someone that is a little bit underrated in that regard, especially on this map. I think he has a great read on how to play that attack side. 19 and 13 right now. Munchkin again, it's the same. Initial contact, snake bite down, trying to slow them as much as humanly possible. This time, though, there is no opener. There's no success for him.
Mostly weak weapons. Guardians are on the way to help out. Guardians of the B site, see if they can hold it down. Meteor does well to find one, but that's all she wrote.
Oh my.
Defense here by Texture, steps into the smoke.
Oh my. Oh my.
But now he's got his
Why it's always like this, man?
victory. We're tied 2 versus 2. Rifles for both, and the Guardian from Texture has been sublime thus far. Spike in the open, but a smoke to retrieve it.
It's not dropped in the kindest of positions.
Oh my,
Karen
that was so
can
cool.
play
Yo, dude, these guys are the
from
best with the
above.
Guardians.
And it's left on to Boo again. 55 HP. A bullet will do the trick. And he knows that he needs
So
to try and
low.
isolate, but that's why Gen.G are going to look to team up together, fight this one, and I thought maybe
Karen,
he'd get away with it, but
dude.
not quite. Karen and Texture, a deadly duo, if ever I've seen
Again,
one.
man, they
Once
lose a
again,
round
the
that they shouldn't,
success on the
dude.
B side just hasn't been there.
But it's Gen.G, they always do
No,
that,
it
man.
hasn't. Player like Karen's having so much impact in this game. Those 2 pieces he's found in a number of rounds have been the thing that tips the scale. Dropping the spike just a number of rounds ago in one that they didn't stand that much of a
shouldn't get
chance
to
in.
that, man.
Here, the reposition is absolutely perfect. You see it as soon as the first kill is found. The simple evaluation. I fought one close. The last guy was in heaven, and he's going to swing off that contact, of course.
Timeout.
Texture's going up with the operator. He's careful of where that gap is, doesn't want to go falling. Boo keeps this up, takes a peek. In that window, he could be in a lot of trouble. Over on the A side, already the dash in from Mini Boo, as he now looks to hold up. A bit whiffy. Again, Karen's able to make it work, but Texture falls on B on the rotate. An advantage now to play with for the side of Heretics. Gen.G are going to have to try to recover this in the post plans.
Meteor
Heretics
has
have
ult.
given up site control completely. Someone's getting
GG
pulled
or
on the map.
T. Ah, bro.
Spams have done so much damage. Lakia gone. Meteor and Karen, an ultimate available, but probably not.
Okay,
They
dude.
can't beat this fire
We go
and
again, no?
Meteor's position has
Be careful with this man.
He's going to have to clean these players up so absurdly quick, and Boom
there's
will
no way, there's no
fall
way. This is
back
impossible.
into a much
Impossible,
more
impossible,
passive position. Doesn't want to give anything away, and even if it's going to be Rienz that doesn't get the kill in the end, he's got teammates to fight for him.
Timeout.
Looking at the setup as well, I don't know what the read is. Maybe just for the fact that it has been such successful A side takes, but there is an open B side right now.
No shields, no utility on Munchkin. He is playing this just with a Bulldog, and it's because they want that mid-aggression early, but they don't get the fight there. Instead, it is the B site that's threatened, and Heretics have definitely picked the weaker spot. They found the gap in play. Ult used by Meteor. He's got his decoy still to work with. It's going to be set up soon, and here it comes. The big play. The spray is good. Mini Boo dropped immediately. Flash for backside. And the spray from Munchkin, good. Good job, he's got that rifle, and Meteor spearheading this push. They've got the advantage locked in. That spray has done a lot of damage to Benji's below half. Sitting inside the cage, just behind it. It's faded and left him with nothing. Now a 1 versus 4.
They've used the divide
to try to spray, but he can't with the
GG.
divide. Absolutely gorgeous from Gen.G. They get it across the line at the last second, 13-11 on Heretics map pick.
Yeah, it was a battle, it was a brawl, it was a back and forth, but in the end, Gen.G get the job done, and that's been the thing with this team. You can go into a map that they've literally never played before, they can pull out comp they use on other maps, and even still they take it over the line, and now, well, after this break, they're going to their turf. What are the chances you beat Gen.G?
Exactly. Yeah. FPX played a fantastic
Let's
game.
go. Mundi way to go first blood, man.
A lot more to
Munchkin.
be desired from Heretics
Is
to
it
make this one competitive. Opening it up, Munchkin's down to 22 and Karen's down to 0. Control for Heretics towards Rubble and mass rotations towards this C site. There's already 2 players sat in waiting. It's Gen.G Fishy and it's Rien's, but they've been pushed back by that orb.
Tech's just going to look to try and play through it. Always fearsome in these pistols. They're doubling up. They're expecting it. They're waiting for him, and that works out for them.
Okay. Okay, man. Playing around for Heretics.
A good start for him with the pistol.
Play, but like you said, they just ran that for a little bit too long. And then the clock became their biggest enemy. We're going to see a 2-0 lead for Heretics. Rifles in. Gen.G Fishy down to 11 HP to start this one off. Gen.G having that full buy. It seems to be that they're set up for the B split. Last time, they broke the alarm bot right off rip, and there was a 1-player rotation in, but not much contact outside of that. I think they're going to try the same here with the turret down, make noise on A, and then go through that broken door.
Okay.
Oh, the timing of the fight. Both
man, I would love to see bind, bro. Come on, Heretics. You can do it. I believe you can.
It's seeming like they may end up just going for the retake here on the Heretic side, but with the weaker weaponry, that's definitely not going to be easy.
Yeah, this is Gen.G playing off the info they got in the last round. It may not have been an ideal conclusion, but in the early round, they at least felt it out in a way that gets the spike on the ground. Gets their opponents on the back foot. Like you said, weaker weapons on the retake, already damage done to players like Gen.G. It's not going to be easy. And there's still so much utility for Gen.G. They didn't expend much. Nade good for Miniboo, though. That keeps it competitive. Rien's does well to trade out, but now the pressure's on because Meteor's hitting everything again.
Another frigate?
Rien's can't even get out of here. He's stuck in the corner. He's being watched on the way back, and it's Meteor.
Of course another frigate, dude.
Man doesn't miss a shot. Another Gen.G 4K. And a round on the board for the attackers.
Yeah, I think either we're going to have to start counting his 4Ks.
I was thinking the same thing, man.
Another ace just to see if he can.
I would love to create an OBS counter for Thrifties and things like that, man.
The statistics,
but I can't do it manually.
Bigger number, which because everyone loves big numbers. Either way, it is going to be a buyback. A little bit of extra damage done, so it's not necessarily the end of the world for Heretics, but with the blip that happened in. He's able to see absolutely everything. Fallen back off of the nade, paranoia through, but there really isn't much support. It's taken a long time. I don't think they believe this was the real push. It means that the IGL is having to try and hold the line on his own, and it isn't going to go well. Gen.G, Rien's going to have to full retake this one. Gen.G actually going in a little bit early, and I think he's been spotted.
He has, and you see the ping go down from Munchkin. He knows exactly what's going on. Steps out of the way. Oh, but Gen.G's aware. He knows there could be a player here. It's all down to timing. Which way is he going to be looking when the swing comes through, and it's the right way. 2 versus 2. Kept competitive. Turret goes down for the info. Turret goes down indeed right after. That spike ticking away. They've decided to play the long game. Reposition up to heaven. Take it together. The steps will be heard now, though, and the headshot angle from Karen. Perfect. Meteor, the man who's been finding 4Ks in so many rounds. He's only got 1 kill between him. And that lead taken out of Heretics' hands. The defuse needed all the way, and Meteor sticking close by.
2-2.
2-2.
Timeout.
In fact, the lockdown put into play. Don't know if they're going to be able to challenge off this. May want to try and push more aggressively on C, see if they can spam it out, but instead it looks like they're just going to have to give this one up. The defense themselves have a lot of ultimates. Nightfall, Showstopper available, even a counter pit could be in play, and in fact, they've used the Showstopper immediately, just trying to catch in case he was close on the pit. Might have been better to use the Nightfall first, but I guess the success was there anyway.
And then they've sprayed Miniboo after the Showstopper through with an Odin, and the Viper's Pit activated at an inopportune time. Rien's pops his ult and gets shot in the head, and now it's all left onto a man decaying inside a pit.
Now though, Odin brought into play. Information gone, and Showstopper used as well.
Well, they know exactly where that Odin is, but they won't be able to root him out of position. Rien's does well to defend him, but with the door open, Boo loses his life. 4 versus 4. Boo's done a little bit of damage, tickled up some of these guys. Meteor, though, sneaking his way right through, up close. Does Gen.G suspect it? It looks like it. He has an idea, and he strikes just in time, just before Lakia was ready to swing and trade.
Yeah, I think also Lakia just had a little bit of hesitation holding the spike. if he's unable to get that kill, is going to wait for his team. Minibu as well, this aggression. With the loss of Meteor, it means that the alarm bot was offline, so he can get at this flank. It's not expected at all. Munchkin walking backwards into the angle, but Minibu's looking for a little bit more. Still only going to be the one, but with the lockdown in play, they're both going to have to be forced completely out of the site. Lakia is the only one that can really hope to try and do any damage on the way in, and the counter spam is better.
Yeah, Karen, 1 versus 3, and the spike already being diffused. Catches one on the side angle, but needs to get on that diffuser immediately, and Rienz buys enough time.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use it. In fact, no, they're going to send the Nightfall in instead. An immediate, aggressive push coming out from Texture. He might not be able to hear, but he's hoping the same's on the other side. The reveal is perfect coming out from Lakia, but even still, it's only going to be the one. But with the plant in, they're going to use the lockdown. This will buy them even more time.
Gen.G have a foothold. Karen falling below, but he's been spotted. The swing in from Rienz not good for anything as Lakia lands another, and Meteor's there to back him up, recover the rifle as well, give them a fighting chance up against Benji. He failed in the 1 versus 2 last time. He was ran around the discipline of Gen.G, got it across the line, and we may just see the same again with Meteor swinging on the back and Munchkin on the front. Another round for Gen.G, the attacking side building up quite a lead. And let's not forget their defense was sublime last time they faced.
Yeah, I love the way that they combine ultimates together. Like, they basically force Heretics to rush their retake, and Benji's nowhere in sight. Like, they have to go, or they have to wait. And either way, they're going to be left with so little time left on the clock if they do, that they're forced into a more...
Heretics, they can't be feeling too great about their chances here. Showstopper activated and fired through just for the space. It's crowd control. Door opens. Minibu meets a bullet to the head from Meteor. But the trade is there, keeping it alive with Benji Fishy catching the aggression from Texture. Gen.G don't have any advanced control. That's why Karen goes up inside the smoke. He's got himself a nasty angle, but he is isolated.
Lakia trying to hold. Last time he attempted these spams, he got taken out. Karen may just have himself the battle here. The spacing, perfect. The Caesars caught them again. They can't move. They're all in that little back corner. And instead, just playing off angles. Karen with another, just dancing around his own utility, connecting every bullet. We haven't had to talk too much about his individual plays so far today because of the presence of other players, but when he's needed, that's exactly where he arrives. Boo, he doesn't even have the time to get anything done here. Eventually, Lakia's there, while both players will go down. And I'll be honest, right now, they're making it look fairly easy. Munchkin, it's almost identical to the last map. Just ready with a snake bite. Going to do some damage as they run in, but not anything too deadly just yet.
The plant secured for Team Heretics. Yeah, let's see if they can have back-to-back pistols. That injection of rounds could help them out. It's actually the only place they found success. The Masters Shanghai Finals. Rienz not able to land it to start with, and Gen.G.
Yeah, with this boost, I think it's over, bro.
3 quick kills leave Boo and Woot locked out in main. The
Gen.G is looking so okay.
Good to start with.
Winnable?
They think that could still be being diffused. Got to take the fights. Although now both players have been spotted. Both players have been tagged down low as well. Gen.G on the back foot out of nowhere with Texture stepping up in the headshot for Boo. Low HP on both. It's just a few bullets.
Everybody died. Everybody died.
But a Red Bull clutch nonetheless for the side of Heretics. He's on his way to the A site, which is now mostly open. Just one player, just a classic. They've not seen him to start with, and well, lucky he only gets the one. A better weapon there, and that could have been a disaster.
Lakia, of course, is invested into utility, but it seems like he's going to wait for teammates to round that corner. Still a couple of Sheriffs to play with this time. I think for the first time, the Seas is actually going to go amiss for that defensive side, but it's already the read. The Sheriff finds one, gun picked up again. Even just making this costly could be huge, but they found a Guardian now. Time ticking, and 2 for 1 for Munchkin. In fact, Lakia's there as well.
How is this possible, man? Every time.
Conversion, but Gen.G at the moment just cannot be stopped.
Save the day.
Gonna need that one slowed down a little bit, I believe.
Yeah, slowed down a lot.
That's unbelievable.
Let's go.
For this man to come in like that, swinging wide, pistol in hand. Look at him go.
Oh my god, man. Oh my god.
Infuriating. He only just, I think Woot was crouched and he just stood up. He literally just stood up and got insta double collided. What?
Zinho said, they're going to punish you every time. Showstopper to try to punish back, and Texture is the one finding the kill. Gen.G Fishy down and out of the round. The lurk no longer there. Now they look just towards the side. A little whiffy for Meteor. A chance with Munchkin though on the backside, dodging the paranoia and landing a headshot. But 10 HP is enough for woot to stay alive, to look for some headshot angles and to still participate. His smoke up, the one-way already surpassed though. Lakia has dropped down below and he's got support up top. But up goes woot. The 10 health man still getting the damage done. They're both quite low. And a man like Texture keen to convert. The first shots don't land, but
ooh, yes, man. Okay, got a game.
Heretics may just play into their waiting arms.
Gen.G, good pick, man. Have fun.
Here to be holding the angle. Of course, he did push it.
Boo has the nightfall. Mini-Boo, one away from the showstopper.
Away so that you can have that entry taken and the utility to force back the players is as good as it gets. Not going to be able to fight this one, but either way, probably going to wait to try and work this as a retake. Meteor is also just 1 kill away from a lockdown, so anything he can find just by spams or pre-fires could give them a way in.
Smoke off. Rian's is going to have to play through that, but well, there might not be much left for him to do. It's
clean round, man. Nice. Clean round, 10-8.
Timeout.
Last minute purchase, I think maybe an attempt. I was going to say at some wallbangs, but it doesn't seem like it. As Munchkin's playing elsewhere, it's going to leave him with problems on the economy again.
Yo, man. Not again, dude. Not again.
A similar scenario to what we've seen before. The spams are going to do so much, but the headshot back through the wall. It just seems like the second these rounds.
What kind of puck did these guys make, bro?
Get into weak economy. Gen.G just find miracles.
They have a 2-man advantage. And both players, one behind a Viper wall, the other behind a real wall. Nice shot by Mini-Boo. And the dodge of the rocket as well. The life traded out for a bit of damage with him on 50 HP, but he has
they still have the lockdown.
Gen.G still have
Viper's
one towards the C site. Meteor now knows there's contact close. The shot not gonna land.
You need to die here, man. You need to die here, dude.
On these peaks and it's Rian's to shut him down. C site control now there for Heretics.
I wanna see buying, bro. Sorry, Gen.G fans. But like, you wanna see buying too, you know? You wanna see more games.
In play, you can understand the risks. It's whether or not there's anything more to find. Lakia has been able to retrieve an Odin, but with low HP, it's not really the weapon of choice. And in fact, Showstopper going to be utilized, but it's more just to try and hold them back. The snakebite has delayed at least a little bit more, and it gives more time.
I wish Mini-Boo would play
for this Odin to wrap around. It's complete oversight from Mini-Boo, not paying attention, not ready for the players behind. Luckily, Gen.G has found another. Still decent weaponry now in play. With only pistols starting off this round, there's real potential for them to turn this back. Munchkin, his gun was never spotted, but he can't quite land the final shot. Gen.G will be the last line of defense.
Viper's pit used towards the C site.
They are.
Defend it. Good spam. It's doing some damage as Karen's at least able to find himself a way out with the Shrouded Step, but there's no pressure from Heretics. They're moving in the other direction. They're moving into the pit. This is a big risk.
They use the Nightfall as well. They also don't have Prowlers, so this really is a gamble to try and force this man out. Lockdown's been put into play as well. They know that they're going to have to go in this direction now. The ultimate usage is absolutely perfect, and then they even have themselves the snakebite to slow them even further. This couldn't have been played any better by Gen.G if they tried. And now with 10 seconds left, Mini-Boo is going to have to fight tooth and nail. Needs to get this plant, tries to bait in his opponent, wins the fight. But
he misclicked, he stopped it. Oh, he had time, dude.
The last second.
He stopped the plant, bro.
Was played amazingly by Gen.G.
Oh my god, this is crazy, man.
There is a split second where you see Munchkin thinking about going back into the pit. And that's when Meteor comes running in and says, no, I'll take the fight. And they're just being decayed
dude.
and
had
sprayed.
Time. That would be insane.
Well, he put a snake bite in there as well, so they were vulnerable. Like every single combination, it was either you try and run back, and you're going to end up going into the lockdown, so you can't go that way. You run forward, you're running into two players.
Oh, they didn't show the first click.
Basically herded them like sheep. They have sent them to their death. They have been culled. It was just wonderful usage of the ultimates, but
Timeout.
Definitely looked to me like he had time to plant after the kill, but it's just the reactions, even finding the button that quickly. It ends up costing in the end. The judge up close. This is a risky play from Mundi.
Yeah, he got
and one
punished.
that will not meet a
Makes me happy to see
this
that.
time. Advantage to the attackers.
That's a huge early pick. That's already going to force issues for the rest of the team because you have your plan with deep beat control in mind. It's a risky TP. I guess didn't spot that Rians had already crossed. A few mistakes now being made. And Heretics are going to capitalize on
man.
What a way to
Secure
start
this
off
round.
this round. Easy early picks.
No money for Leica and Munchkin.
Meteor rotating in. He's going to be the only player anywhere near. Boombot's not going to give his position.
Very close
In fact,
game,
he's
man.
going to play on the edge. Just going to try and take a huge gamble, and while Boot is waiting.
Very
ready
close game.
for any such play.
Well done, Heretics. Well done. Texture's got to save this.
For Team Heretics to
We've seen them go aggressive B a couple of times. This time they're going to double up. This is a trap setup in case they go towards Mound. This is a scary prospect.
This is what Gen.G need. Something like this big play. The trap, though, has been escaped. Heretics just about make it out in time.
Woot's TV
The
behind.
rotation from Woot. Yeah, he's behind, but he's expected as well. Karen's watching it. It'll be a stalemate for now, but with the players coming up mound, the crunch is on. And Karen's the one with the pressure. Showstoppers found him, and it's lit him to 4 HP, the lone defender of the C site. And with the orb down, they're not going to be decayed walking through. Karen needs to be sublime, and only the
Still
one to
gets
be
one,
found.
man.
It's worth it. Trading out his low health. In goes the Nightfall. Meteor and Lakia up close. Ready to swing out, the timing perfect, but then they look the other way. Woot rounds the corner and takes a kill. Double
They are actually doing it, man. Only Munchkin left. 1v3. They don't have much money.
I'm not even thinking that he's going for it at this stage. He's so far away.
It will be
and all
map
alone against 3.
point
Still
for
Viper's pit
Heretics.
for Heretics, though, and that's a scary prospect. For
Looking good today, man. Looking good.
Timeout.
Now both Fade players getting tagged, and there is the kill.
Okay,
that's the
that's
exact
good, man.
kill
That's
they were
pretty
looking
good.
for. They're going to have a
Dive
decent
before.
idea as well that
Viper's
Karen
pit
is
for
gonna be playing
Rians.
this aggressive ground. Snake bite.
Karen needs to go
Not going
huge
to be
here.
forcing him off this angle. The paranoia, however, will. They're already looking to try and just execute onto him, and he'll survive
Okay.
longer than maybe expected.
Everything to close
But
it
even
out,
still,
man.
the kills have
4v2.
gone the way of Heretics. 2
Bull.
stand in their
One
way
away from the
an
Nightfall.
impressive comeback on a
Doesn't have
map
the spike,
that
though.
was heavily favored to the reigning Masters champions. Looking to try and take this to a third, but there's still a couple to deal with.
Meteor's had a lot of big rounds, and Munchkin, when he needs to, he can step up to the plate, and he certainly does need to this time. 2 players just around the corner, and he misses them by a hair. Wrapping back around, they're ready and swinging straight into it. Meteor has the info on the first and knows where the other 2 are. The swing is good. He spotted them and heard the shrouded step, heard the second 2. They've split the angle, perhaps offered Meteor a chance to isolate the fight, and he
There's
connects
no way.
the
There's
shot.
just no way.
Now in play, and it's Gen.G Fishy needing the clutch to keep
Gen.G Fishy, man. Gen.G Fishy. GG.
the third map here, an impressive comeback.
We're going to bite.
They've taken Gen.G down, something they couldn't
Heretics
do.
is back, dude.
High on this map, and now Bind will be the final battleground.
Yeah, get off on the attack. I think that's what they're going to
Let's
be going.
go, man.
Well, it's all about setting the pace.
Midi Bull on the Euro.
As they step out into the A site, although already they're bypassing them, moving around the back through lamps to try to fight right onto Munchkin. The flash, the first one wasn't so good, but the second was beautiful. Now Texture left on the off angle to try to catch them. Can't punish on the player caught by the trap, but does deny the spike plant. But the nade buys a little bit more time, but it's going to be tough to capitalize through that smoke.
It's now patience for Heretics. They don't need to overextend. They don't need to take too much of a risk. They've still got plenty of time to play with, and are sort of hoping that there is more of an extension on the other side. I think they're also waiting for Boo to try and get into position. But in the meantime, look at the pot flash. It's going to be coming straight through their smoke already. A couple, but Rians responds immediately and even adds one more to the pile. And Karen, he just about manages to get the kill onto Miniboo, but there's still 2 remaining.
Double pick, man. Rians with 4. He's insane on this map, dude. Not gonna lie, bro.
Heretics with another pistol round.
Yeah, this time it's
On the B side, I always get wood kills. On the A side, I was getting wood kills too.
Picking up the pistol, grabbing themselves a decent buy follow-up on what should be a 2-0 lead. They managed to avoid a lot of the dangers there. We talked about the traps that were in play, and by the time that they actually took the fight, because they had gone around the back and dealt with Munchkin, there was nobody really to follow up on it. So at least able to grab themselves a plan. Heretics eventually will have to take a gamble. 40 seconds left, and it's time to make a call on where we're going. I think the TP would be split.
What? It's unbreakable.
That's the bigger issue. They want to go through, but they can't find it. They can't break it. So it's still there. And it's just being waited for contact. Finally, there is that split you were talking about, but they're heading straight into the judge. Karon up close, waiting. First is easy. And now they have to go. There's only 17 seconds left, and they're all just falling to this judge. He's going to take them all.
That's so good with the man.
If they're going to go for this, they need to sprint.
No, there's no time. There's no time.
The Molotov down there just is not enough time. The judge, and it pains me to say it, is going to win the round for the side of Gen.G.
Another 4K.
And even escaping from Karon seems difficult.
Yeah, the only thing that does escape Karon is the ace, as per usual, for the side of Gen.G.
Man, this is some kind of curse, bro. Not gonna lie.
Happy enough with that performance. The weakest weapon bought up, and the one that finds all the results. This is, I mean,
they need to put another letter on their name, bro. Gen.G is not enough. Only 4.
The entirety of the round top, waiting for aggression, waiting for a mistake to be made, and in the end, that was their mistake because Gen.G are a patient squad and one that's happy to sit back and let you play yourself.
It just seems like an unnecessary risk already, though. Okay, woot wanted to try and take a leaf out of Talon's book and just run it straight down for those early fights. And well, hey, it's come out in their favor. Orbital strike thought about. Gen.G's also taken a lot of control. Now, this is a much weaker purchase in this round for Heretics. They lost one of the guns early on, but they've come out in a good spot.
Oh, Gen.G's on the wrap. He's right behind him. Karon,
also, look at Boo.
Barely evading that sideline. Waiting for a player to come up through.
Oh, Karma is a bitch, no?
Gets the kill. Boo, exact same as last map. I said he was just harassing them by constantly waiting on angles they weren't expecting and stopping them from being able to get aggressive. Well, he does the same here. Able to support from across the map using his stars. And then able to even grab a kill.
Huge round, the Heretics. Huge round. Yo,
looks
that.
To be sealed in.
Imagine if the Heretics actually beat Gen.G here, dude.
Whether or not Munchkin can carry this weapon forward. Got a little bit of cash in the bank, but Jens most certainly has. Yeah. And we need to see the same thing from Gen.G, albeit not in this round. Again, 2 rifles.
You're saying?
Sure.
You're saying?
Okay, well, I'll take that one right back. There's some weapons to be retrieved. There's a showstopper in play.
What? Okay, kind of got the kill before.
Oh, Lakia needs to get out. As said,
3 hits for Gen.G.
Safe pair of hands. That was a way back into the round if he falls, but instead, that early aggression from T3XTURE, you always know that at any stage this man can be a danger. And the hero rifle he had has done just that. Even the support of Karon from behind. And now they just fall.
What a great game, man.
Using the Seekers, it's not the worst ult to expend in a moment like this, just to make sure that you haven't lost too much ground.
Later today we will have Fnatic versus T3X, my friend. The legendary matchup.
And with a defensive smoke in position, I don't know if they're going to try and risk it and jump out. It seems like they are going to try and potentially make a move around it, but you can see Lakia is honed in, ready and waiting.
He has trouble though, never mind, Munchkin.
They make a little claim, man. Fast, T3.
An immediate use of the ultimate, but Karon's going to ignore it. Just try and deny anybody else from pressuring.
They know exactly where he wants to go. Secondary location chosen. Mini Boo out of the ult and catching Karon on the fallback. Flash around the left side. Meteor's done well to keep this one competitive. His 3rd already under his belt and still challenged.
Ace, no!
Denied the 5th.
Oh my
it's
god, dude.
Keeping it alive for Team Heretics. Has to go and retrieve that spike. And then the world is his oyster. Only Munchkin between him.
Just no way, man.
Yeah, the thing is, he has a lot of time to play with.
How many 4Ks, man? How many? Anyone is counting?
TP to immediately rotate, but he's definitely worried about the potential of his opponent already being there. Munchkin stood in a spot where it didn't matter where the plant went in.
I like that.
He would have the knowledge. woot's actually just going to look to fight him. Get right up in his face. Go for that final shot!
Even with the ADS, man.
Lands the final.
Yo, that was nice, bro. That was so nice.
Well, he gave everything for. But everything wasn't enough.
A lot of times I misclick the right click, dude.
And well, like we said, Team Heretics came in, warmed up, ready to go. Certainly seems like we had
my mouse is kind of bugged though.
A bit of an activation from Meteor with this. Good positioning around the back. I didn't even see he got the info so quickly on the second player up close. It wasn't quite enough. A big round for Heretics as they...
Oh, the pacing looks a fair bit quicker this time. Hookah control taken immediately. It's a position they have problems with. Lakia's going to remove Boo. Some of that late round utility already gone. Also, a player that has been their lurker. It might even bait the defensive players on the other side of the map. And in fact, they're actually going to try and use the pit to get out. The counter spam. It's perfect. In fact,
yes.
About two
through
the wall. It's got to be frustrating if you're on the other side. Still Meteor's here. He managed 4 in the last round. This time that would be enough, but he's going to be decayed all the way down.
Oh,
and
imagine if he gets
Gen.G to
there.
clear him.
Could have been either player that he took down. If it was the Viper, perhaps they'd be in with a chance. Instead, well, maybe again, Karen's going to toy
Oh
with
my
the
God,
That's the
man.
orbital strike straight through the smoke and the wall. Gen.G couldn't find a safe space to hide, and now they really need to be careful.
Oh, if he
Orbital
hits
strike
that,
in play.
if he
Both
hits
players
that.
trapped. Gate crash available. Used, but Karen, after the time,
That's insane.
grabs the kill onto WO0T.
That's
But it was
insane,
traded out
man.
just a little bit too early.
They both just go for the fight. Like for WO0T, it's understandable. He is screwed. Like he's to run forward, running back, he's dead. For his teammate, they both go for the fight, and it's just that he lands that bullet quicker than the orbital strike can kill him.
Oh
That's
my God,
insane. This
yes.
whole
And
round
then
was
Texture does this
insane.
too.
2 through the wall, then this kill through the wall, which removes the pit, and then literally that
He
shot
almost
is the
got
difference. If he goes down even a split sooner.
I thought we lost.
We lost.
Oh my, I love
Can't even
Benji.
believe it themselves. 6-3.
Timeout.
Here we go though. Thrash. Already used the TP even while blinded. Double blinded. Doesn't even matter. That's Miniboo gone, and they might have to pump the brakes. No, they're continuing this push right into the hands of Munchkin. He's going to try and retreat, and Lakia's gone down elsewhere. In fact, everybody's falling.
It's a wave of red for the attacking side as Gen.G Fishy grabs the shot to the back of Munchkin's head, and Boo, he's so annoying to play against. They're not even clearing it. No! Boo!
Nice.
The disrespect is surreal. 7 on the board for Heretics, and
Looking
well,
good
if
for
the
Heretics
last
now.
couple rounds
Looking
didn't
pretty
tilt you, I
good.
think that
Woot
one
for
might
Mini
get
Boo
you.
and Munchkin now.
Is that the first knife with the Champions blade?
I think so, man. I think so.
There is another
That I can
one,
remember,
it's
yes.
escaping me, but
There was just no need, Boo.
Yo, no, I respect that,
you go.
man.
he's going to enjoy that one. And of course,
He got to his head, man.
now pressure
press
on
speed for
again.
Munchkin.
He's going to put that snake bite down to try and slow them, but it hasn't slowed them much.
Viper's pit. Oh, Munchkin corrects in time, but he
Okay.
still falls, as does the pit, leaving Meteor with sight on Gen.G. A clean kill, and the advantage now towards the defensive side. Spike recovered, and Team Heretics have to think about taking this somewhere else. And Meteor still floating around, grabbing all these kills. One safe haven for them to plant, or so they thought. The Molly forces him
barbecue.
out of the round, that is. It's only Rien's 1 against 4. He has to do it all by
Yeah, he's kind of
himself.
low.
The whole squad bearing
Good pick
down
by
upon
Texture,
him. They'll
man.
at least have a light at the end of the tunnel on Gen.G, finding a round at the end.
Eight too far.
If you're not careful, he'll be finding them. Team Heretics, well, they clearly have done some reading into this and assume it's a B hit, but it is most certainly not. Gen.G walking straight into the A site, and only one man, the snake in the grass, the man who got a knife.
Ooh, almost got one.
Won't quite be able to stop
Ah!
Texture falls
Yeah,
as a
hit by
result
the
of
wolf,
damage
dude.
done, though. Then we're back to equal territory.
Hey, you don't see Tiger kills too often nowadays, but even still, that's a big one. Puts things even. There's going to be a flank fight as well. That battle could be what ends up deciding it, although considering the plant, it's going to be difficult for them to get back in. Lakia already eliminating Gen.G, another one for Munchkin as well, and this is looking clean. Left on to Miniboo, and he's not even going to get one. A good round from Gen.G to kick off this second half. This is the thing, when you have that Gecko Sky combo, you can use your flashes for info. This is what we talked about though. Texture
Wasn't
being
blind.
set up. Boo dodges the flash.
It's not easy
Gets
to be
the opener
danger,
for
man.
himself, removing the danger man, or at least one of them. And actually Lakia has now gone down as well.
Okay.
This is starting to look pretty problematic. This bonus round had a lot invested into it. Maybe even leaving Munchkin with less desirable economy for the next round if they don't manage to find a little bit more here. Wanting to at least get a bit of damage done. He's fighting tooth and nail.
That was good. Oh my god, 2v3.
Before the reload, Karen
That was looking so good, man. Was a 5v3.
Comes back into a competitive position as he'll keep it in a 2 versus 2.
Molly for Karen. One away from the up to a strike.
By the player further back and just kept falling back, retreating and taking the fight. Guerrilla warfare, and it's worked out. Gen.G with another
on Meteor. Bro, the Heretics.
This round was looking so heavily favored, and instead they are massively on the back foot with the defuse underway, though. Here comes the swing.
Riens, you are insane, my friend. Saving Heretics, dude.
Time left to bring it across the line. Massive clutch.
That was well played, man. That was so well played.
In fact, for Riens.
This kid is insane,
lights out in this game so far, but that seemed like an impossibility. Like, helped out massively by the wingman. There was 0% chance I think he wins that otherwise, because they are split across from each other. It should be the perfect crossfire, but I think it's almost the fact that Meteor ends up swinging first, both having deeper angles, and because of that, there's no immediate response for the trade. The main thing, though, is Rien's read. The fact
now getting aggressive, up in the corner. WO0T goes to spot out. They thought that it was a little bit more clear, but little did they know, danger was lurking around every corner. The gate crash used to get out of there, so no punish onto Miniboo. Gen.G still have their sights set on that side of the map.
And they're going to have to reclear everything, though. Tiger being used just to remove any doubt. Benji's aggression is punished, but
good trade, Riens. Good trade, man. Got trash as well. Karen with the up to strike.
If Riens wants to use it, but finding a safe spot is going to be more important, and it might even be worth just holding onto it for the retake. Information will be found, and with the orbital strike, they could look to try and lock off some of these spots. Instead, he's going to be caught in it, but he goes swinging instead. Texture deals with him, and the second as well. No trade to be had. The nade.
Forget this kill, man. I want to hear part 2, dude. Not gonna lie.
Guaranteed.
Does a lot of damage too. WO0T's down to 70 at this point. What a phenomenal read by Texture. He knows exactly where that second player is going to swing in from, and corrects to it before he even gets to the angle.
This is gonna break Heretics' economy.
Unbelievable gameplay. And for
we got a series here, dude. You got a game, actually.
Okay, being punished
a great
for
series.
Absolutely everything. I think WO0T missed 1 bullet. Bye for Team Heretics. A pistol to start out this half may have sent Heretics straight to playoffs. It would have been a very much an uphill battle for Gen.G, and instead they're close to being on equal footing with this squad. Texture's nade, it's going to cause some problems. WO0T will be tagged a little bit, I believe, in that corner. Lackey has been dropped in the meantime, though. That's the one rifle that Team Heretics have now spotted, shown to be towards this position. They deal with him. They might not even need to. They can just go for the plant.
Counter utility almost baiting them into a fight.
Oh,
gonna go swinging.
What a shot, man.
As well.
Karma again?
5 attempt. As they've lost the early blood, flash out, another one. In fact, they're looking to try and fight this. Benji's now found another.
God.
This is all falling apart for Gen.G. In fact,
oh my god, Karma is a real bitch, dude.
Thrifty. I don't know how they've taken that round. As I said, they barely had anything.
No, they didn't. And Miniboo finds
they have Karma on their side.
You have
that's what happened.
Finding the kill up close, landing that sheriff shot, a rifle.
Man,
right
it's actually happening, no?
Box. It's a free upgrade, and now everyone can go swinging because you've got 2 rifles to work around. It's this one, that shot, free rifle, free ability to swing this one as a team, and Miniboo hits his shots every single time.
I like as well, again, what this composition allows is for so many. Now their own economy is on the brink. WO0T is about to get aggressive, looking for a fight. He's going to find one. The trade will be there, though, but there's a second player for Heretics as well.
And that Spike sat alone now outside of A. Meteor finds a bit of ground, but only the one to be landed before Riens is able to trade back. He's been locking down control of B long. There's next to nothing that anybody can do to seize back a position there. And, just a split second away from seeing that player. Texture knows there's someone close by. And a teammate.
What a shot, Miniboo.
Cerebral play.
It's actually happening, dude.
And the balls to go for that. Unbelievable.
Is Heretics back? Or this is a worrying sign for
You could have
Gen.G?
easily just thrown the round away.
I think Heretics is
Again,
actually
it
playing
seems like
really
when this
good.
Heretics roster gets more and more confident, they go for these
Even
area
in
plays.
the map that they lost was a
feels
close
like
game.
they got beaten by
They lost a lot of
Lucy
drifts
and then
there.
decided, you
And
know
this
what?
time,
I want a
Karma
piece of that. I want to throw that back in
was in their
Gen.G's
favor.
face. Meteor. Well, I think he knows that's not real. It's not selling anything.
No time,
well,
my
at this
friend.
stage of the round,
No
15
time,
seconds.
my
He's just
friend. The
looking
money
to
from
save.
Gen.G
That's all the goal
is also not
Try and keep the
good.
gun through, but there's
11 to
one
7.
Timeout.
Looks like they're going to go for that
1
again.
hour
Look at where the majority
video, my
of the
friends.
defense
I
are.
heard you like
Seems
long
they might
videos, so
retake.
Well, I'm not sure they'll have much
your
of a
fault.
choice.
I could make it
Traps covering
shorter,
the
I
back.
think.
No need to look backwards. Instead, they focus
Not much, though.
right in front.
Great
Texture
game.
already in, but he's been let past by Boo. Only finds the one as a result. Luckily, they were still clearing those angles. The deep showstopper not landing. The Viper's Pit is covering.
Well, anyway, if you
all
want
the
shorter
control.
videos, tell
There will be
me.
a small gap
Less or
where
more
the spike is
replays.
planted.
Always open to
Seekers
feedback and
online.
suggestions. Now,
Kill
44
Benji, but also
woot
get a counter pit.
as WO0T.
It seems like they're going to try and force them into awkward battles. Texture has done so much. Woot is tagged for just 3 HP. The players out of Hookah are desperately trying to just fish out where that Viper is going to be hiding from. And the flashes have done well. Gen.G gets 1. Texture now dropped as well. This is starting to fall apart a little bit, but they still haven't dealt with the pit. Still looking for where that last man standing. Karen holding
this
his
kid is
ground.
unbelievable,
He'll come
man.
out with a third, but that spike is already being diffused. They have to get towards it.
Another
Guess what?
4K,
Another
man.
4K will be there for Gen.G. An 8th round on the board.
How is this even
Really
possible,
love
man?
the 4Ks, don't they? What a round from Karen. And I'm so happy to
When
see him
Gen.G
have this
needed
kind of
the most,
performance because we hailed him.
the prodigy was
impact
there, man.
Of some of his rounds.
Shiny.
Even over on Abyss, I felt like he got so
Champions
many
are
2Ks that didn't light up the sky or anything, but they were essential. And you can see if he got one less, round's not going his way. This time, though, here on Bind, he's really hit his
Beautiful,
stride.
beautiful.
Now sitting 23 and 11, the kill leader by a long shot.
Timeout.
Well, off rip, there's one player outside of A. They know that for sure.
They've stacked
And the
the wrong
gamble
side
stack
again.
on B is not going to work out because short has been taken for free. Gen.G have got backside A control, they've got site control, they've got everything. And Meteor, I saw him.
Oh my god!
Expect him to get a kill or two there, and he got both. Of course he did, even blinded
It's a
up.
save.
That's the
It's
round,
really a
that's the
save.
round.
I can't imagine that the players on the other side are going to be going for this. It's going to be so
They should.
difficult to find a way back in. I guess they've got some extra credits to play
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
That's why
that's
they're going to
true.
try and run into what is Texture. And
Oh
well,
my.
he wanted to
Now
try and
they're
get all
gonna
3
save for
instead.
sure.
He gets the 1, but does
That
a lot of
much, dude?
damage. The remaining players have no choice but to try and leave this position. But having Rians alongside Gen.G, they've been so good at getting info, finding the delays. Have they just dodged that off their own orb? That's what it looked like, but it doesn't matter. Gen.G gets the kill anyway.
Arbiter strike for Karen.
It's a
Ultra
nice
Boo.
frag. And we've seen the B side under pressure with just one man holding it. They were overwhelmed. This time, no. There's a lot of gaps in the side of Gen.G, and even more so now with Munchkin down. No way
my
through, you'd
God,
imagine.
man.
Meteor manages to find himself one. The site taken over by Gen.G, stood underneath. 3 kills already to his name, and there's backup on the way.
Another 4K. Yo, what is this game, dude?
Series of 4Ks.
Mapping series
With
points
12
for
to 10
Heretics,
on the
man.
board at long last. Team Heretics
Oh
have
my.
map and series point, playoffs point.
Well, that's the main thing. It's a little bit of a break, but more so, it gives you a good opportunity to dodge some pretty fearsome teams. Think about those #1 seeds, the potential of someone like Leviathan.
Also good,
You're not
also
going to want to
good.
face off against. I guess in some of the other groups, maybe the one that like things coming up a little bit later on. I think DRX or Fnatic. It's a pick your
Burnout being a big factor
Yeah.
for Heretics. It's so important to get that win on the board. Now look at this. We've seen the judge in this position before do damage, and Riens, well, he's not slowing down on those stats. A double kill. Players dropped, and indeed, Thrash kept for later on.
Oh, Meteor's taking a risk. Has to get this kill, otherwise
It's
it might just be
happening,
GG.
my
A
friend.
2 versus 5 needed to stop Heretics. And it's Riens who's in position. He wants a little bit of revenge.
Only Munchkin
Gets
left.
one blind. Munchkin
18
is not long for
HP.
this world. 18
Heretics
HP. That's not the
actually
gun he's looking
did it.
for. But even still, this
They will
looks like a
qualify.
bridge too far. An impossibility.
And Gen.G
And for
will
Heretics,
face elimination.
a team that struggled towards the end of EMEA.
Oh my god, man.
Played versus FPX and were almost defeated, maybe even should have been. They're coming
that
up
was
against
so close, bro. That was so close against FPX.
Right now.
30 seconds left.
And unless in 30 seconds 4 kills are going to Munchkin, they've taken them down.
It looks to be just a formality at this point. An impressive comeback in the series, in the map, and Benji
GG!
close it 13-10, 2-1. Everyone expected Gen.G to be the ones taking this across the line, but somehow Los Niños have gotten it done. Playoffs bound.
Yeah, this is a team that we've spoken about all year. The fact that they came in as a squad that, let's be real, expectations were almost zero. They were a